I am disappointed, really, really disappointed. This was an organisation's manifesto that said we would change politics in Portishead. We'd all be in it together and we'd carry forth together. But this behaviour things have brought out, year after year, I've stood here and fought for the right of free speech. I remember one night in here, a chap got up and he spent 10 minutes firing into council at that time. I was so incensed, I stood up to stop him, but Paul Mobley, my friend, said, hang on a minute, you're out of order. This is the forecall. This is where people do their debates. And the bloke who was firing into the council at the time, he was called Gardner. You might know him, he's sitting down there. Mr. Mock used to come here every month and fire into the council. We should be allowed to say what we feel. I got in trouble for saying that I thought North Somerset carried out an unchristian act, and I was poo-pooed for that. I've also said the councillor who resigned, who brought all these ideas to Portishead, doesn't want to sit in this council anymore. He'd sooner sit down North Somerset because that's where he gets paid. That's what I said. Now all these things are out of order. I never tell a lie. I never go on lying. I don't write poison pen letters. I don't even know how to go online. If I've got something to say, I'll stand here and say it. You may not like it, but you've got to say what you feel. The last meeting I came to, I argued the fact that we have no Portishead councillor on the executive at North Somerset. That's the second biggest town in this district. It's disgusting. My friend here says the council all work together. If that's the case, why do they insist you take Portishead out of the independent's name? Why is that? I mean, I don't understand independent politics, I'll admit it, I don't, because I'm not an independent. But I really feel, you might not think you're a little North Somerset, you might believe that in your heads. But the point is, North Somerset are the power. And in my idea is that you, Harrison, every minute of the day to get things for Portishead. In my view, that's what your job is. To harass North Somerset to get things for this town. Instead of spreading your own wings and trying to develop a mini North Somerset. For example, I went to Sainsbury's the other day. I went through the checkout, paid. I got to the door. And I went to another checkout to pay twice, and that's what's happening here. We're paying twice for the same things we're paying to North Somerset. I don't understand why that is. You know, you're trying to take over what North Somerset's supposed to do. If they're not doing it, take them to task. You know, I mean, that is your job in my view. You take them to task and you argue, no quarter given, about what you want. Because we've got nobody on the executive sticking up for us. Because the rest of the council are just voting for her. Can anybody in this room tell me when somebody on the executive brought a thing forward that the rest of the council voted it out? If you could tell me that, councillor, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, so...
Could you tell me one time when the rest of the council voted down an executive idea? It never happened last time. And in my time coming to these politics, I've never heard of it. And, you know, so that's what I'm saying. We've got nobody sticking up for Portishead. Nobody. And I think it's time you made that point. I mean, Councillor Charles resigned. Was he replaced by somebody from Portishead? No, he wasn't. Why was that? Did anybody question that? You've got to be in the seat of power. It's all right sitting back here in Portishead. I mean, Mr. Gardner won't agree with this because he wants to create a North Somerset within North Somerset. And I think you've really got to think about that. We've got to force our thoughts into Portishead. All these other towns, if they could transfer their building of houses to Portishead, they'd vote for it in the flash. You think anybody's going to stick up for us? You've got another thing coming. You've got to fight.